Welcome, welcome. Let me repeat that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. And this is a very special Monday. Here we are, April 6th, for our morning miracle call. And the miracle this week is the launch of X2O Light Water. And that is so exciting. I just want to let all of you know the reason Rob and I haven't been on these Monday morning calls is we we committed to a 12-week personal development coaching program. It's a live call every Monday morning at the same, it goes from 8 our time to 9. It's a 90-minute coaching call. And, we're all about personal growth, helping you grow, and we got to grow too. So that's why we're not typically on these calls. And that this morning's call got delayed till this afternoon. So I said, hey, great, we can get on the miracle call and, hear the ongoing miracles. And the miracles we're going to start hearing as people start getting the X2O system is literally going to be off the charts. So, and most of you know that we're waiting with bated breath, so to say, for this morning's newsletter from the company update because they're going to be announcing the launch, which is tentatively scheduled for this Thursday, April 9th. Now, that could change because, the only thing constant in life is change, but, we're on the threshold. The company's been building up inventory for many weeks. Those of us that already previously purchased one of the beta test units, one of those 500 units they shipped out, back, in third quarter, fourth quarter last year, they're all being replaced. Mine's sitting on the table waiting to be hooked up. And, but so I'm sure a lot of you have the same story. And some of you have probably hooked up your new machine. But Robin, did you want to say anything about this week before we go back to our regular scheduled
Well,
broadcast
I
today?
just want to say yes, there are miracle stories unfolding. And also, I like to be conservative on expectations because not
Mhm.
everybody notices everything immediately like the patches. That doesn't mean it's not working because it's working. It's putting light in every cell of your body. And so we're thrilled that this time has finally arrived. Okay.
Mhm. So we're very excited about that. One of the things we want to mention that Coach Jim Gilliland, who's been a private consultant to the company for over a year, working directly with David Schmidt, the design team and marketing on the X2O system, has over 35 years of background in the water industry, is hosting 4 calls on Monday, this Monday, and over the next 3 Mondays, starting 1 hour before our regularly scheduled uh, uh, Monday evening community call. And you can get on that call at the light, no, yeah, bethelightwater.com. Write that down, bethelightwater.com. That'll be at 5 p.m. Pacific. And the passcode to get in is 39. So that's very exciting. And it's going to be a 50-minute call, so it will not interfere with our regularly scheduled Monday evening call, which is at 6 o'clock Pacific. So I just wanted to make that known to everyone. And with that, Robin, do you want to introduce our new Monday morning host?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I am thrilled to do this. So this morning, you guys have a treat, and she's joining our regular rotation. She's one of our great leaders from up north in O Canada. Judy Friesen has been an amazing leader, especially for the Canadians. And the Canadians have been through a lot, and she has just stayed constant and steady and is a depth and breadth of information in so many ways. And we are thrilled to have Judy Friesen be our host this morning, and will be our host for on our regular Monday morning calls. So welcome, Judy.
Thank you so much, Robin and Gregory. It's a pleasure to see you. I'm glad that you're part of this call, and welcome to everybody here. It is really honestly my honor and my privilege to get to have a part in this Monday morning miracle call. So, with that, I think we'll just get started with a little bit of housekeeping. You all hopefully still feel very welcome. And if I've missed anything, please just any of the other hosts just chime in. But we do want to say that this is a call that we want to keep it to focused on sharing your miracles in the first 15 minutes of this call to primarily the X39 and Celergize. So that's the star of the show, the X39, and we're including Celergize. So please, when you do your share, if you could just raise your hand, your virtual hand, by clicking the little raise hand at the bottom of your screen under the React button, that would be very helpful. And keep the hand up while you're speaking, if you don't mind, so that you will stay up there, popped up in the Hollywood squares. And then the other thing that I would just like to remind everybody is that about compliance, we don't want to share about disease names. We are not talking about preventing, curing, treating, or diagnosing, but you can share the symptoms. If you could just speak about the symptom and the before, and then how that might have changed in the last little while. If you could keep your share to 30 to 60 minutes, 30 to 60 seconds, not minutes, 30 to 60 seconds, that would be good. So symptoms only, 30 to 60 seconds. And don't be scared to raise your hand. We really want to hear from all of you. And just be sure that you unmute yourself. So with that, I'm going to just pass it over to anyone who would like to share.
And it looks like Jerry's the first one with her hand up. So Jerry, go ahead.
Hey, Judy, welcome to our rotation. Glad to have you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah. So anyways, come on, people, get your hands up. But I'll start it off with a customer share that was only on the patches now, maybe 2 months. And she had broken her wrist when she was very young. And she was only on it because of her mom. And she started to say, my wrist is hurting. My wrist is hurting. And we explained what retracing was. So she was fine. And probably the next day or two, she was fine. But what it has done is she had a very large, hard lump in the area where it was broken, obviously scar tissue. It is now softened up and it's kind of mushy. So just keep wearing those patches. And I'm so glad when people have results that are so quickly. So thank you.
Thanks, Jerry. That's great. I love that. Okay, anybody else? Okay, the next, I believe, is Lynette. Would you like to unmute yourself, Lynette?
Hi, I have the privilege of meeting Judy in Canada. I'm from Canada, and I have the privilege of working with Judy, or she's working with me, I should say. But about a year ago, over a year ago, I was introduced to the patches, and I have a skin condition that would flare up every winter, and I would have to go to many specialists to see the dermatologist, be on many drugs for the skin condition, which would break out on my face, my hands, other places in my body. And within 2 months, that skin condition went away. I started to sleep better. I started to have more energy. And that was with the X39. And I'm trying the Celergize, which was brought up to me, which was wonderful. And it has given me more energy. I look forward to it every morning. So yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled with the X39. Thank you.
That sounds wonderful, Lynette. Thank you for sharing that. I'm so glad that you're seeing such great results. That's super.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did I lower it? There we are.
All right, you can put yourself back on mute, and we'll go next to, I believe, Rita is next.
Good morning, everyone. I am going to stay incognito, but I want to share with you. I patched a woman yesterday I've known for a long time and had lost touch with her. Reconnected yesterday and discovered she has any number of concerns, but a really deformed finger situation with lots of swelling and lots of dysfunction. So she rated herself at a 10 in terms of pain, and a half hour or so later, she was down to a 5 and reported that she could actually move her thumb without difficulty, whereas prior to the patch, she had her thumb totally immobile to reduce the pain. So she had a great patch. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you. We know that these patches do such an amazing job in so many areas, but pain is just incredible. I've had people literally have tears rolling down their face because they just can't believe how the pain just melts away. So thank you so much for that. Michelle, I think you're next.
Good morning, Judy. So nice to have you in our rotation of hostesses, my dear.
Thank you.
So I've been using the X39 since 2019, the summer of 2019. So I'm going on 7 years. And I have so many stories. I could fill a small book. I'm going to share a very simple one. Using it consistently, that's really important, everybody, consistent use. I just don't get sick as often. I have clients, I do massage, and occasionally I'll have a client say, I don't know if I can come in. I'm feeling under the weather. I think I got the crud and I don't want to expose you. I say, as long as you don't have these contraindications for a massage, like a fever or something, I said, come, I'm fine. My immune system's strong and healthy. I just don't get sick. I used to get sick a couple times, 2, 3 times a year before using the X39. So that's a big one as we're going along in life and getting exposed to all kinds of things. So my immune system is super strong. Yay, X39. Thank
Yay, that's wonderful. Yeah, with the spring coming, things thaw out, and some of you that are not up here in Canada, it's already very warm, but it is thawing out in many places around the world. And when that thaw happens, lots of bugs are out there. So keeping one system strong is the key. All right, next is Beck, I believe.
Hey, Judy, nice to meet you. And
You
I'm
too.
enjoying you thus far, and I'm sure I will continue to. Okay, one of the best things about these calls and showing up to get stories to help other people, you hear people say something and you go, oh, and that just happened to me. I think her name was Rita, talking about someone with a knot in their finger, what have you. I looked down at my hand, I'd totally forgotten. I'd fallen on a treadmill and I had what looked like what I call my dad's man hands because it made one of them crooked, blah, blah. I looked down, they're corrected. I have no idea when, but praise the Lord. I started patching 3.5 years ago. And when Michelle just shared about not getting sick anymore this morning on the way to the grocery store, I realized I haven't, since I've been patching, I haven't had colds, no sinus infections, yada, yada, yada. And lastly, a girl in her 30s yesterday told me, you have the most beautiful skin for my age. I'm 65. So everybody on the planet needs these patches. Thank you, guys.
Oh, thank you so much, Beck, for sharing. Oh, I love that. And yes, skin is such a beautiful way to showcase the X39 because it's your skin that's the billboard. It's expressing to everyone that's looking at you, hey, you know what? You're looking younger, you're looking better. What's going on? And so I love the fact that that skin has made a big difference. And I've been given that same remark that my skin looks much younger. So thank you. All
you.
right. Lynn, I believe that you are next. Lynn, can
Okay,
you?
there we go.
Great.
Good
Welcome.
morning. Yeah, I'm calling from California.
Mhm.
And yesterday we had a beautiful Palm Sunday luncheon because Greek Orthodox Easter is next weekend.
Oh.
Um, but I was helping cater. I'm a restaurant person, but I don't usually get involved with the catering. And I burned my I burned my fingers moving a sterno from from the chafing dishes. And I took my X39 off my neck and put it on my fingers, and right away the pain went away. And this morning there's no sign, and it was pretty significant because if you pick up the hot sterno, or I just tried to move it a little bit, I was going, oh, how stupid. Um, but anyway, it's all gone, and I'm getting people with wonderful reports early on and stuff. So I'm looking forward to Dallas, and we're going to the film festival. I have a group of 7 going down next week on the 15th for Beverly Hills thing. So excited about the upcoming week.
Yep, I'm so looking forward to Dallas too, and I won't be there, but I'll hopefully be joining virtually. But thank you for sharing. I appreciate that, Lynn.
And I'll
Oh,
be
you're
in
very
both
welcome.
places, so I'll see you in both places, Lynn. Awesome.
There you go.
Okay.
Great. Very good. I think that Hasina, is that the correct pronunciation of your name?
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Judy.
Welcome, and love to hear
And
what you have to say.
So
yeah,
Hasina's in South
Oh,
Africa.
South Africa.
Yes, so we're
I
thrilled to
love
have
them.
you, Hasina. Yes.
Thank you. So I have someone who I love the story. She's in the UK and she decided to start on the X39 because she had a frozen shoulder and she had no mobility, couldn't lift her arms up. And she went to the physiotherapist and used these resistance bands, just was compliant on the exercises and she found she had less and less mobility. So she started the X39 thinking maybe this will work. And she kept on finding the first week she could lift her arms a bit more. Second week, same thing. The third week was where all the fun started because she had to travel from the UK to the US, long flight. And she thought she was definitely going to have challenges and be stiff. And the whole flight, she didn't have challenges. Her shoulders weren't even sore. And she traveled to like East Coast to West Coast, different places in the US, came back, never had a problem again. So that was awesome.
That is awesome. Oh, yes. When you have the pain right in the joint, it really hurts. And so it's so nice to see the improvement. Thank you for sharing, Hasina. All right. Who do we have next? I believe Judy. Judy Sprick, is it? You have the floor. Can you unmute yourself? Great. Can't quite hear you yet, Judy. Just unmute. I know it's not easy on the phone when you have, no, can't hear you yet. All right. Well, maybe while Judy is figuring that out, we can go to somebody else and we'll come right back to you, Judy. How about iPhone? I'm sorry, I don't see a name.
Hi.
What's your
My
name?
my name is Jawan.
Juan, welcome to our
Yes.
call.
Thank you for having me. I have a brief story. I went to see my doctor in December the 4th, and I have the results here. And I was 351 pounds. My doctor put me on metformin, if you guys know what that is. Um, and I was really going downhill. And I ended up getting on these calls. And I said, I got to change something. I don't want to die. I don't want to, leave out of here early. So I ended up taking X39, X49, and Cellugize. And went to go see my doctor in March the 23rd. She told me that my AC1 levels were 15.5. I have it right here, 15.5. And when I went to go see my doctor March the 23rd, she was so excited. She always comes in the room like, what's wrong? Like, what are you doing? I told you to do this. I told you to do that. And this time she came in saying, congratulations. Your your A1C levels are down to a 7. And you're 327 pounds.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I was so excited. I said, I'm going to continue on. She said, I want you to come back in June the 5th to get another check. She said, if you what you're doing is working, I'm gonna take you off your medication.
Wow, congratulations. What a story. That is such a wonderful success. And you must feel so much better and so much more.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that is great to hear. I'm glad that you mentioned the patches that you were using and Celergize. And so we are very happy to hear about other patches, but we know that X39 is the star of the show. But when you combine it with X49, that's the performance bundle, and you even get more results from that. So thanks for sharing. Appreciate it.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, I think that we are back to Judy. Judy, have you?
No, oh yeah, Judy, then Robin. Yeah. hmm And Judy, put your hand down. You shouldn't put it down till you're done speaking because now we're looking all over Hollywood Squares for
Right.
you.
So,
Go
so,
ahead.
so Judy Sprick, if you could put your hand back up again,
There
we
you
can
are.
try. Now, can you unmute? No, I think you're still having trouble with the mute button. So we'll leave you. I'm very sorry, but we'll have
Got
to
it.
go.
Got it.
There
There
you
you
Got
are.
it.
go.
Got
All
it.
right.
Okay. Just a
Yay.
quickie. Yay. I am not very good at this. Anyway, I started on X39 last June. I was finding that if I lowered my glasses, I could see better than with my glasses. I went and got an eye doctor checkup, and my faraway vision improved by 50%.
That is tremendous. Congratulations for that.
Yeah,
Wow.
exciting.
That,
Thank you.
that's good. Thank you for persisting and sharing with us. I appreciate it. Now you can put yourself back on mute if that's even possible. All right. Well, I'm not sure I see the next. Oh, Robin. Robin, go right ahead.
Well, many of you know we have a new member of our family, and it's after a quarter after, so I want to bring another patch in. And so we our family expanded, and this is Milo.
Oh,
And Milo's really, really, really cute, and he's a
Oh,
puppy. And he was like extra rambunctious the other night. And I could tell Gregory was quite frustrated. And so I went and got an Eon patch and put it on his neck, and he calmed down and went to sleep. And so it's very, very handy. Gregory's shaking his head. That's why God made him so cute, because
Gregory needed an Eon as well, Robin.
yeah,
yeah,
I
you know
did.
what?
It's true.
I should have put it on Gregory too. You're right, Michelle. But sometimes we forget the power of that patch, whether it's a child who's a little over rambunctious or a puppy. It's amazing
Mhm.
how it just goes, ah. So, um, our puppy Milo is already getting patches and light water.
wow. Great share, Robin. Thank you. And it is very true that any animal that has blood coursing through its veins has infrared heat, and they will respond to the power of the patch. So we can't forget about our furry friends. So that's great. All right. I think Kate, you're welcome to share. You're up next.
Thank you so much, Judy. Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to piggyback on the uh, the power of X39 and 49 together. I had been using X39 religiously for 6 months, and when I added X49 3 months later is when the news and confirmation came that my heart had healed in 2 chambers. And since then, we've revealed that my born with heart murmur went away, but we don't know when. And I suspect and expect it was at the same time. So miracles happen when we patch, 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 and do it consistently. Thank
Right.
you.
Thank
Oh
you,
my gosh.
Kate. That is amazing. There is always hope. And I like to call these patches my hope patches because there's always hope. And hearing wonderful stories like yours, Kate, I think just bolsters our hope in knowing that this is really something that's making a big difference systemically throughout the whole body. But you can't pick the fix. That's the good thing that we need to remember is that we can't pick the fix. Sometimes when we wear those patches, it won't go directly to the area that we're thinking about, but it will get there. And I'm just so glad for you, Kate. Thank you for sharing. All right, Lavelle, please unmute and go right
Morning,
ahead.
good morning, good morning.
Morning.
So my wife and I, we've been on the practice going on 7 years. Um, First, I had knee pain that was excruciating, that would not go away. I used to wake up every morning saying, "Hey, my knee hurts." Every morning, because I used to run about 8 miles every day, 5 miles in the morning, three at night when I was younger. 67 now. But I put those patches on, and in 30 days, this is over 6 years ago now, that pain has never come back, Gregory. In 30 days, that pain went away 6.5 years ago, and it's never come back. But what's more important to me is when I asked, what could I do to lower my blood sugar? And that's so important because my sister actually passed away from high blood sugar. My other sister got her toe cut off. But guys, anyone that has blood sugar, for me, the X39, X49, and SP6, for almost 2 years now, my sugar has been regulated from over 200 points down to about 80 to 100 now. X39, X49, and SP6.
Yes. Thank you. That's a great combination. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. That's wonderful. We have about 5 minutes left, so I'm going to go back to Jerry. You can unmute. Go ahead.
Hey there. Well, I'm going to go into the listening to everybody. And yes, we had some one patch wonders, but two things since I don't know, I know there's new people on here that never said anything. So please get your hands up. But I'm going to take the stage and help Judy out here. My dad, who started on the patches at the age of 92, I want to just tell everybody it's never too late because his years were just amazing. His cardiologist had told me that his heart was better than when they put the pacemaker in 8 years before. He had so much relief with pain and different things like that. It's just amazing. But, this is a consistent type thing. You need to get on the patches, you need to stay on them, and you need to drink water. And that's the system that'll get it going through your body and hydrate. And I'll throw one. Okay, we got some more hands up. So me, in 2.5 years, I now have workable knees. So anyways, just stay on it for the long haul. I'm a lifer. Thanks, Judy.
Thanks, Jerry, for that. And that's a great reminder that we need to be consistent and to keep drinking the water. We might think we're hydrated, but we may not be. And so one of the ways that we can be sure that we're well hydrated is to take your body weight in pounds and cut it in half. And that's about how many ounces we should be drinking. So hydration is really important. All right, over to Norma. We have just a few minutes left. Norma, go ahead. Welcome.
Thank you. This has been a great call. Thank you for leading so beautifully. I started the patches 2 years ago, and the first thing I noticed was that my blood pressure went to normal in 1 week because I was seeing doctors every week for a very, very serious female issue. I also noticed at that time that, and this wasn't detected by doctors because I never take mammograms. I don't like x-rays and all the doctor stuff. But I had a breast lump and it was quite sizable. And I started patching right on it, the X39 during the day, glutathione at night. It started shrinking. And in 2 months, it was completely gone and all the sensitivity gone. But also from day one of patching, I had heart problems where my heart would just race or beat unevenly. And I would have to stop in the middle of a hike with my husband and just rest for a half an hour and breathe very consciously to get my heart rate lowered. And then we just have to go home. From day one, I have not had a heart episode since, and I have had some scary near heart attack problems. So I am just so grateful for these patches. I turned 76 in a few months, and I feel like I'm in my 30s. And I can work out in the garden or clean house or work out at the gym, and I'm never sore, whether it's 8 hours or 10 hours. And I used to get sore in my 20s and 30s with a whole day of gardening and
Right.
40s and 50s and 60s, but now in my 70s. Woo!
Amazing. Thank
God.
you, Norma, for that great share. We are just so happy for you. And just, yeah, you've got your miracle, and there's still more miracles to come. Thank you again for sharing. All right. I think we have time for the last two, which will be Shaya at the end. But right now, we're going to ask, oh, my screen is covering your name. I apologize. I can't see your name.
It's
Danielle.
Danielle Lynn.
Danielle, there you go. Welcome, and please go ahead and share.
Okay, thank you and welcome to the call too. It's nice to have you. I'll just do a quick share. The other night I went to sleep and all of a sudden I got a wicked Charlie horse above my ankle, like on that space, and I was like, no. I ran downstairs and I got an Eon and I put it on and literally I could feel it ease away. Went to sleep, got up in the morning, and when I got up, I was like, what the heck is this patch doing on my leg? I forgot. I thought it had migrated from someplace else. Anyway, it was great and it disappeared so fast. It was so fun to use that and see it change. Thanks.
Wow, thanks, Danielle. That's really great. So you put it right on the Charlie horse, right on the like, yes,
Gone.
excellent. That
Yeah.
is so good to know. That is great. Thank you for sharing. And it's a good reminder that we all should leave a few Eon patches right beside our bed. That's a great share. Thank you. All right,
Actually, any
Shaya.
patch will work.
Any patch will work. Good. Thank
You
you,
grab
Robin.
it wherever it is and put it on the cramp and it'll be gone. And I've tried many different patches, so anything that's close.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks for that. All right, Shaya, am I pronouncing your name right? I'm sorry. You can unmute.
Hi,
Hi.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
we hear you.
First, I want to give a shout out to Chris, who introduced me to LifeWave. I know she's listening. She listens to these all the time. So, December 20th of 2025, I started wearing the patch. I had a condition that was 6.5 years into it, and I went to the doctor. It had spread throughout my body, and I started wearing the patch. Like I said, December 20th, 2025. I went to my doctor in January after having a certain kind of scan, and when I had changed doctors, and this doctor had looked back through my history and said, "I'm sorry, I don't understand why you're." I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. So I don't know why you're taking this kind of treatment. And so I said, well, because the other doctor in this group said that I had this situation. And she said, well, I find nothing in your body. It's just gone.
Oh.
So, I mean, I just, it's metastatic. It was just spread. And she said, no. She says, well, go get another scan done. So I did. And she said, we don't see anything. So she sent it on over to a specialty place, Moffitt. Am I allowed to say that? She sent it to a specialty place, and the doctors there were looking for these things in my body, and they couldn't find them. And so she said, "I can't clear you because this just isn't right." you know. So they keep on trying to find something.
Not there. That's right.
And it's just not there. I
Weird.
do have some of the side effects from the treatment that they were giving me, but you know what? They're going away too. A little slower, but that's okay. That's okay. I just want to thank Chris. Shout out. Thank you so much for introducing me to LifeWave. It has literally saved my life. So thanks. Okay. Oh, by the way, the only thing I wore, sorry. The only thing I wore was the X39. That's it. That's all I'm wearing right now. So
good to know. The power of X39. You know, we couldn't end better on that story. Shaya, thank you for making crescendo, an exclamation point to the end of our sharing. But I know that Gregory has his hand up as the last person. But thank you so much, everyone. Just so thrilled to be part of this community, and it has changed all our lives in one way or the other. And if it hasn't changed your life yet, please do try these patches. It makes a big difference. You'll be so glad that you did. Over to you, Gregory.
Well, thank you, Judy, for your pilot hosting job. You've done a wonderful job. And So I think every fourth week, you folks will be seeing Judy again. She's joining the auspicious team of Monday Morning Miracle Call hosts. And Robin and I just love this call. How can you not love this call? This is a great way to start a Monday. And we've got the gift of life and light in our hands and on our bodies. The patches, Cellular and now the water. And there's a video the company's produced about synergy, how the patches, X39 specifically, Cellular and the water will work in harmony with each other. And we're not going to do a water training this morning, but Jim's going to do a water training this afternoon for some of you. And I encourage you all, I put the flyer in the chat. You can download it, and I also put the link. It's Be the Light Water.com with just 39, not X39 is the passcode. And on a Monday evening, I'm sure we'll have some updates also from corporate on logistics and when they can order and everything else. But this is the launch of the greatest development, I believe, probably in David Schmidt's career. He shared with us on a presidential executive call last week. It's been 7 years in development. Okay. 7 years he's been working on perfecting the technology to infuse water with light and then figuring out how to condense it down to a machine that'll fit on your countertop, which is no small feat. So we're just so very excited for the future. And as some of you have heard me say, this is kind of like the third wave. LifeWave, those first 14 years, launched with the energy patch and then several other patches. And in 2019, they launched X39, and it took the company to over $500 million a year, from 20 million to over $500 million in 7 years. And I just know in my heart that, X2O is going to take us the rest of the way. So go ahead, Robin. Do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to share?
Well, I just noticed Jim put a comment in the chat that
Yes.
the password is actually X39 with a capital X.
Oh,
So everyone needs to
catch.
know that, because you want to,
X39.
I want to make sure we get on that call. And when you look at the schedule, he's got scientists and doctors and David Schmidt and Meredith for the next 4 weeks. And so this is a way to get a great grounding and education on what we have in our hands. It is truly miraculous. Michelle, you've got your hand up.
Yes,
And
quick question.
Jim, if you would like to say a word or two, just raise your hand and we'll promote you. I know everybody's going to hear a lot from you tonight. Thank you for doing that and making available to everyone.
Yeah, quick question. So someone wrote in the chat, is this call with Jim tonight appropriate for prospects, people who aren't even in LifeWave?
Yes.
Haven't even, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And then this is going to go for the next 4 weeks, Robin? Is that what you said, Coach
The
Jim?
next 4 weeks, and everything will be recorded, and each one of the calls will go to compliance. And once it's finished at compliance, then the recording will be available.
Perfect.
And we'll
Thanks.
make sure we let you know where you can find them.
Yeah,
Jim, did you want to add? Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, just for those who aren't aware, the doctor we have tonight, vascular surgeon, and he is an expert in the area of hydration. That's been his research and study for the last almost 18 years. So I've interviewed him many, many times over the last 17 years, and world class doctor. Like Gregory said, the following week is Meredith. The following week after that is David Schmidt, and then we have a panel of doctors the last week of April. And we will be done with the call by 5:45, 5:15, that range, so we can get to our community Zoom at 6 o'clock.
Great.
And that's Pacific time, and
Pacific
we will
start, yeah.
also be loading this onto the into our Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Great.
All right. And I believe, Lavelle, you had a quick last comment?
It's down in the chat now.
Oh, it's in the chat now. Great. Okay, thank you so much.
BeTheLifeWater.com. Yeah, we were just making sure about the link for tonight. Thank you.
Water.com. Yes, X39 is the password. Okay, what a great call. we're so glad to be on this call. As I said earlier, Rob and I are involved in a 12-week live coaching call, which is the reason we're not on these calls every week like we have been for years. And we will continue to be after this live coaching session that we're engaged in is over. But we love you all. Thank you so much, Judy, for doing such a great job. And if everyone would like to unmute and say farewell, we'll see you maybe on this evening's call at Monday. I will see you on Jim's call and then our community call at 5
The
and
call
6.
is at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. East Coast.
Thank you. Fabulous
Thank
call.
you.
Thank
Thanks so much.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Have a great
Great
day.
call.
Good
Bye.
job.
Have a great
Have a good
day.
day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great moderation.
Great call.
Thank you.
Super call.
Thank you so much.
Fabulous. God bless you.
That was a
Woohoo!
special.